Hi everybody, welcome to this Introduction to Databases course. Today we're going to be looking at how to create a database using XAMPP. Remember that XAMPP offers us a chance to host a virtual web server on our local computer. This allows us to create an environment where we can work on database projects, which this course is all about. So let's get started. I'm going to connect to a server at mrmoosey.com, and I'm going to go to the root folder of that server. I'm going to go into a subfolder, and there's another subfolder inside that folder, and there's another subfolder inside that folder, and inside that folder there is the file that I want to request from this server. So my computer, using my browser, is requesting a file from a web server. Now this is exactly what XAMPP offers. The only difference is when we're playing with XAMPP, the web server is called localhost. And that's where we can find all of the server files. That's really the root folder htdocs. Okay, so that's just a review of what we looked at in the first video. So actually I do want to visit mrmoosey.com, and I'm going to request this file, and when I hit enter, the server is going to send that file to my browser. Bingo! We're going to create a database with a table. Now let's remind ourselves of what tables look like in databases. They have records and they have fields. And it's very important in a database table that every record is unique. Now we can see down here that these two records are the same. In fact, if we didn't have the ID field, if we didn't have that, these two records would be identical. Fortunately, we have the ID field, and this field makes every record unique. That's important, and something that you'll get used to as you continue to study databases. This field that makes every record unique is called the primary key field, and we'll take a little look at that later in this tutorial video. Now, of course, when I want to create a database table and put lots of data into it, it's going to involve a lot of typing. And we don't have time for that today. So we're going to look at another strategy for populating a database table with data. We're going to import a CSV file to help us create a table. A CSV file is just a real simple looking file with lots of data in it, and each value is separated by a comma. Do you see that comma? Okay. So this is known as a comma-separated values file. Interestingly, in this example, the first row contains the field names of each field or each column. So the first column is the director name. The second column is the duration of the movie, etc., etc., etc. So let's make sure we appreciate that idea as we continue. Alright, we're going to download a data file and get it into XAMPP. Now I'm very organized. I've created a project folder and I've downloaded that CSV file. There it is. Now in XAMPP, let's log into the server. We're into localhost. We've logged in, and now we're going to PHPMyAdmin. PHPMyAdmin is where we can start messing around with databases, but we've got an error. So let's see if we can fix the error. We need to turn on the database server. Okay, so let's try and reconnect. Yay, we're in. So XAMPP gives us 4 default databases in our localhost environment. Right? All of these databases are hosted on our localhost server, right? What we want to do is go into databases and create a new database. I'm going to call it movies. This is my movies database. I'm going to create a table, but as I said before, I don't want to do all that typing. I am just going to import a CSV file. Okay, so now instead of doing it this way, we're going to go to import. We're going to find the file that I've saved in my project folder. It's called movie data. There it is. Let's just scroll through. I don't think we need to make any changes. It is a CSV file. Ooh, look at this. The first line of the file contains the column names. Let's just see if that's true. Just let's see if I can open this. Yes, there we are. The first row contains the column names. Okay. Let's just recognize as well the last two records are identical. That's going to be a problem. Okay, anyway, let's make sure we check that option, and then let's import the data. Bingo! Wow, no errors. Ooh, successfully finished. Cool. Let's go into... How can we look at the information? I'm just going to click on movie data. Oh, okay. So my movies database now has a table called movie data. Right. And here are all the records. Yay! But remember, the last two records are identical, and we don't want that. We need one field which will make every record unique. And I'm going to copy this strategy of creating a new field. I'm going to call it movie ID, and it's just going to have integers incrementing by 1. So the next record will auto-increment to 10. I don't really want to have to think about that. I want the computer to auto-increment these values for me when I insert new records. So let's see if we can figure out how to do that. Let's look at the structure of this database table. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 records. Sorry, that's not true. There are 8 fields. These are the fields. And I want to insert a new field. No, that's not right. This is going to insert data into the table. I don't want to do that. I want to, this is what I want to do. I want to add one column at the beginning of the table. That's what I want to do. I'm going to call this column movie ID. I'm going to make it an integer because I'm trying to copy this strategy. Movie ID, which is just integers. And I want those integers to auto-increment. Yes! And, it's done it for me. I want this field to be my primary key. This is the key, this is the field that makes every record in the table unique. Take a moment to think about that. I think that's done. So let's save. We've got it. There it is. We have a new field in our table. We've got 9 fields now. Now let's browse and see if it worked. Yes! We now have a table where every record is unique because we have identified a primary key field. Bingo! See if you can get that up and running.